Afternoon, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing a video overview, training overview of the ETFs. We look at the ETFs every day, at least I do, several times a day. Why? I want to see strength or weakness, areas where money is flowing into, that we can maybe place some money into it and make money, but also areas to avoid, areas to play good defense. Opposite sides of the same coin, and both of them make us coin. So we're taking here a look. We start by IBD 50, and you can see the IBD 50. It's hanging in here near highs. Everything looks good. This is not sorted by any specific order, so just let you know, to a degree alphabetical. Here we go. GDX, gold miners. This is demonstrated on the weekly strength and on the daily strength. What has it told us? It's told us maybe looking at some gold mining stocks. There you go. See, that's systemization. We all have a limited amount of time. Why not use it wisely? And that's what we do at Mission Winners. That's what we strive to do. There's gold picking up also, just like GDX. Not as strong as GDX. There's GDX on the weekly. This is weekly on the left, daily on the right. But gold miners are strong, and gold isn't that bad either. Something to look into, gold. And it had a fairly simple base right here. And I'll draw this for you just to help you. Things don't need to be real fancy, by the way, okay? Just let you know that. Simple flat base. There it is. And it took out that top on a pickup in volume. There you go. GLD. Let's continue onwards. IBB, biotechnologies picked up a little bit here. Maybe it's forming a low-level cup with a handle here, and I'll draw this for you to help you. Right there. Also, this is an important point. Do not think that the line on a cup and a handle has to be perfectly horizontal. It does not. You don't want a steep sloped line, okay? But you can see right here, and I'll just show you something else. This was a lower level cup and handle right there, and it lifted off. And look at the volume pickup coming across here and here. There you go. So it's forming another cup and handle right there on biotechnology. Something worth watching, and maybe stocks in that group. Continue onwards. Now this one's lagging, oil and gas. Look at that. That's near highs. Check this one out. It's below the 50-day. Here's another very important investing maxim for everybody. The air is better above a rising 50-day. I know that sounds corny, but it's a fact. Let's get the thing back over the 50-day. It'll be better. Till then, just be a little cautious with it. Software technology, by the way, the green line is the 50-day. The blue line is the 21 exponential, and the yellow line is the 8-period exponential. You can see this is software technology. It's starting to improve. It's still not in great shape, but at least it's back above the 50. And it had good volume on this bar and a continuation volume here. What does that tell us? Maybe look into some software stocks. I like that. Continue onwards. Medicine's picking up a little bit, but it's still a lot of overhead here, okay? So be careful with that. It's not in a true leadership position. Also, when it lifted up here, not a lot of volume there. So just something to watch. There's better places to be. Aerospace and defense. Look at that. Look at the base on aerospace and defense. And it lifted up on steadily increasing volume. Back here, somebody could have said, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to look into some aerospace and defense stocks. By the way, you can say, how can I do that? You can just punch up ITA holdings. Look at the top 10 holdings. You'll find some opportunity there. There you go. That's systemization at Mission Winners. That's what we do. Home construction's picked up, but look what it does. Boom, boom. By the way, home construction, home building stocks don't like rising interest rates. Just common sense. Most people know it, but if you don't, just wanted to share it with you. Continue onward. S&P 500 growth has improved. Broke through these tops right here. What does that tell us? Well, it was hanging in pretty good all through here. So maybe looking at some S&P 500 growth stocks. There you go. It's not that hard. That's what we do. We organize things. Small caps picking up a little bit, okay? Maybe it's going to form a handle here. There's some accumulation coming into it, though. That's good, and it's above a rising 50-day. That's good to see, too. Or, excuse me, this is the 50-day. It's above the rising 80 EMA. It is above the 50-day, though. Let's continue onwards. Here we go. U.S. real estate picking up some, okay? But again, be careful with interest rates related to this. But it's acting okay. How many times have I said that already in this video? And I'm not saying it to irritate you. I'm just saying there's some strength in the market. Have we participated in it? Yeah. I think we're involved with over 20 plus, maybe closer to 30 stocks. There you go. Continue onwards. IYT. By the way, let me clarify. I am not saying that any individual owns 30 stocks. Don't do that to yourself, okay? That's not smart, all right? Focus on, this is a great maxim. Focus on 7 to 10 to 11 stocks. Make that your portfolio, okay? And always look to upgrade it, the best of the best. And no day trading either. I haven't looked at a 5-minute chart in years. Here we go. Transports, it's lagging. I mean, look at this. Oh, this is above the 50-day. Oh, this is above the 50-day. Oh, this is below the 50-day. Stay away from transport stocks. That's simple. Done. Move on. Airlines picking up a little bit, but not a lot of power there, as you can see. Just not a lot of conviction yet. Mid caps picking up. Now look what this is doing. Here's the daily forming a cup and a handle. I'll draw it for you to help. And I need to share this with you too. Don't think that that line needs to be perfectly horizontal. It does not. Okay. This is the daily, and there's the weekly, forming a little handle here, something to watch going forward. What would that tell us? The rally's spreading out from large cap to mid cap. Continue onward. Oil services is still lagging. It's below the 50-day. Maybe it's going to push through, but I'd rather not play the maybe game. I'd rather look for what's strong now. Okay, there we go. Pharmaceuticals acting okay, forming a cup with a handle right here. Maybe looking at some pharmaceuticals. The stocks. Let's get it right. QLD, NASDAQ 100. Lifting up here, as you can see, hit all-time highs right here, okay? And it's been telling us, and it has said, hey, looking at some NASDAQ 100 stocks. I love those stocks, the big names, okay? When I think NASDAQ 100, though, I think a lot about the max list stocks, which is another video we'll do. There's QQQ, all right, the non-leveraged ETF. It's working also. Retailing, it's kind of lagging still. Not a lot of power there. Be careful with that. Silver's been picking up, as you can see. Look at the base right here, and I'll draw this for you to help. Folks, just clean and simple tops. Now, the risk was this, buying it on a Friday on a big gap up. Here is a great tactic for everybody. I'm just going to go off on a tangent here and share this with you. This is the daily chart. It gaps up. You can say, Pat, how could I get in it? Okay, buying gap ups is very risky, folks. So is there a tactic you can use that could perhaps help you get into it with controlled risk? Yes, there is. And we taught this. I taught this for years. So here we go. Take it down to the 10-minute chart. Here's the 10-minute chart. This is the first bar on Friday morning. It gaps up and reverses down. And then the next bar, it opens unchanged, it falls and closes in the top half of its range on good volume. That bar right there, I'll make this bigger so you can see this right there. So, do we buy there? No, we wait. If it takes out the highs of that previous bar with decent volume, which wasn't really that decent, but it was okay. It was above average volume. Takes that out, that could be a buy. All right, now that's an aggressive entry here, okay? Have I done it before? Oh, yes, definitely. You could say, so you buy it above the high of this bar. You don't buy it up here, you buy it right there. Now let's talk risk control. Where would you sell if it failed? If it fell back down and took out the lows of this bar, sell 1/2. If it takes out the lows of this bar, you have to sell the rest. There you go. But you can see it worked. There you go. Anyway, that's a tactic. Just wanted to share it with you. I'm not trying to confuse you because I lean on the dailies and the weeklies, but just pointing that out. A way to get in something. Steel's picking up a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. Shows the rally spread. Semiconductors are hanging in, but demonstrated some weakness on Friday, Thursday and Friday, even though the market was stronger. So, but the trend is up. That's good to see. Let's continue on. That's semiconductors. Continue up. You can always see the name up at the top, by the way. S&P 500 is working. And it's been trending, telling us, hey, you can buy some stocks. Yes, we have. SSO, the leveraged one, same situation. That's good. Solar stocks are just still lagging. And look at the weekly. That's not so good. And here's the daily. Okay. Kind of be careful with solar stocks at this point in time. Continue onward. Small caps picking up a little bit. I'll draw a line for you just to show you. There it is. Maybe it's going to form a handle here and take out that line. If it does it with volume, that could be a plus. Also, it tells you that maybe the small cap stocks are catching up to the big ones. That would be nice to see. Oil, lagging. I mean, look at the compare and contrast. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. It's below the 50-day. Leave it alone. And it says stay away from oil stocks. Done. Move on. Good investing is finding out what works, what looks good, but also things to avoid. Narrow your focus. It will really help you. Okay. Biotechnology, it's okay. All right. A little choppy up here. That's a tail bar there. So just be a little cautious with biotechnology. Home builders acting decent, but boy, it dropped pretty hard right here. Also note, and it dropped hard here. As I stated earlier, home building stocks don't like rising interest rates. There you go. Continue onwards. Materials kind of hanging in there. Okay, that's kind of related to home building too. So maybe cross these tops. Continue on. We're about done. Communications hanging in there okay. That's nice. Maybe looking at some communication stocks. Energy's still pretty lagging here, folks. Be careful with that. It is picking up here. Here's the nice thing. There was good volume on this bar, and there was good volume on this bar. It says, yeah, you could buy or look into it. Look into it and see if there's a possibility. But also note, there is a lot of overhead supply here on the daily and the weekly. Continue onwards. Financials are picking up. We like to see that. Okay. Markets like good financial strength. And you can see it right there. Industrials. And I'll draw this for you to help you. And it's not fancy, folks. Again, oops, I messed that up, didn't I? My apologies. There you go. Just simple tops. What's it need to do? It's formed a cup with a handle. Take this out, and that could be a buy. But more importantly, it says you could look at some industrial stocks. That's good to know too. And there is some accumulation on the weekly. Right there, look. There we go. Continue onwards and wait for the triggers here. Technology's hanging in okay. We're involved with technology, and you can see it's been acting okay. Continue onwards with it. Consumer staples acting okay. Healthcare, it's lagging a little bit. I mean, look at this. This is taking out recent highs. Consumer staples. Here's healthcare. It hasn't taken out the highs from a couple weeks ago. It's improving, but it hasn't gotten there yet. There we go. Consumer discretionary, it's okay. There's a base here it needs to lift through, okay? But note, there's a lot of red selling volume bars there, okay? Selling volume. Be careful with that. We're about done. Metals and mining picking up. Looks decent. Oil. It's lagging. I mean, look at this. This is running up, hitting near highs. This, look at the weekly. It's lagging. It tells you, stay away from oil and gas exploration. Done. Retailing ran up and then gave it all back real quick. And this is an ugly tail bar here. Be careful with that. What did they do there? They sold. They sold. There we go. Let's continue onwards. Software's picking up a little bit, but still not a lot of power. Apple. Now we go to the max list. There's Apple. It's trending up, and I need to pause here and share something, and this is really important. Do not forget, we still have earnings coming out, folks. And earnings can really move the stocks up or down. So please know the earnings dates. I can't stress that enough. Apple's hanging in okay. Not a really clean entry on it at this point in time, okay? But it's acting okay. Just says the market's okay too. Continue onwards. Amazon. And I'll say it again. Earnings season. We're in it, folks. We are in the thick of earnings season. Amazon just can't get going. This isn't a bad bar, but it needs to push through these tops here, and it needs to do it on volume. I already have a price alert set on Amazon, okay? But it's going to need a couple of things. A good market, good price action, backed by volume. That'll help you. Alibaba's picking up a little bit, you can see, but it's kind of loose here, all right? It whips around a bit. But good volume came into it on Friday, as you can see, lifting up. Is there a clean entry, a safe entry right here? Not really. It's a little too extended and it's a little too loose. We like clean and simple base entry. Baidu's a little bit better. Tremendous amount of overhead supply, though. This is the weekly chart. This is why at Mission Winners, we look at weekly and daily side by side. Helps frame up things. You look at this and you go, oh, that looks pretty good. And then you look over here and say, man, there is a ton of overhead supply on this thing. Yeah. What does that tell us? If we buy, just go smaller. Don't get overly aggressive. What is one positive here? Right here. Up on heavy volume, down on less volume, up on heavy volume. Some accumulation there. There we go. I'm not saying buy it. It needs to push through these tops, and it needs to push through with volume. Okay? Can't stress that enough. Volume equal power. Google's working. We're in it. And it's hanging in nice. Okay? Maybe it'll start to power up again. Big, folks, it's a max list stock. There we go. What do we want to see to buy more? Take out these tops with volume and a good market. The M in Mission Winners comes first for a reason. Markets. All right? Just need to share that with you. Continue onwards. Goldman Sachs steadily trending. This is owned back here. Look at that trend. Is that beautiful? That's why we do what we do. It works. Clean and simple base entry, and it's trending. We'll take it for what it's worth. Where is it going? I don't know. I don't need to know. I'll just get in line with what is. Trends pay. Just let it work. Here we go. I focus on daily and weekly charts. I don't day trade. I don't look at 5-minute charts. There's too much emotion in 5-minute charts. MasterCard still below the 50-day, and this is not a good bar. Here's a valuable lesson for everybody. This will help you. Remember this, please. Just because it's a green bar doesn't mean it's a good bar. Just because it's a red bar doesn't mean it's a bad bar. In this instance, that's a green bar. Oh, yeah, that's good. Look at how it closed. It closed near the lows. It was met with selling. There's a lesson that will help you. And it's not rocket science. It's just common sense. Taking a look at the chart and the open, high, low, close. How did it open? How did it close? That'll help you. Continue onwards. Meta's hanging in, but there's a lot of overhead supply. There's not a real clean entry with there, so be careful with Meta. Microsoft's picking up a little bit, but it's still kind of sloppy here, okay? Still a little sloppy. Just, it looks better than some of them. But is there an entry right now? Not really. Not really. We're going to get a couple more days here. Netflix, we're in from lower, and it's working going across these tops. You can see this line here. I have an alert set. If it starts to push through here, we'll buy more. That's simple. If it doesn't, we don't buy more. There we go. This is a very important foundation. And I taught this at IBD meetups for years. We let price and volume, both of them combined, tell us what to do. And it makes life easier. Also, I key on weekly and daily. I'll fine tune it down to maybe hourly or 30-minute, periodically 10-minute if it's early in the morning. And then I'll buy right and let them work for what they've got. There you go. That'll help you. That's my goal of Mission Winners, is to help. NVIDIA starts to lift up, starts to come back. We sold some off. We're not going to have any problems. And this is my public service announcement for everybody. NVIDIA has earnings this week, okay? Please know that. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the response will be. Nobody does. But don't argue and don't be overly aggressive in front of an earnings report. You can be a hero, or you can have a lesson that you'll never forget. What's going to happen? Again, I don't know. I'm not being negative. I've just seen it go both ways on stocks. So just be aware of that. I do love NVIDIA overall, though. NVDL, the same situation. Rallied up, fell back. Okay. Tells us to play defense. No problems ever. Square or Block, there's no leadership here. I mean, look, there's nothing here. Just leave it alone. I like that. Tesla, it's lagging at this point in time. There's not a lot of power here, okay? Eventually, it's going to change. Tesla's been a monster stock for us through the years. I mean, we've got VIPs. They made $1 million on this stock, okay? And they didn't have huge accounts either. I'm going back several years ago. But right now, there's just not a lot of leadership. Let's see if she can start to pick up. Slight volume pickup here and here. Maybe it'll start to turn a corner, but quite a bit of overhead supply. Just things to be aware of. Visa has a base right here, but that's an ugly tail bar. Look where it closed on that bar. Here's a valuable lesson for you. I'll make this bigger. Look at where it opened. Look at where it closed. It was met with selling pressure. Folks, be aware of that, okay? Just for what it's worth.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.